Welcome to Daily Dose. My name is Robert. I'm here with my friend Susan and my best friend, Dr. Rick, who says, we all see it.
We
We
all see
all
it.
see it. Gift from my lovely wife and the kids who know my obsession with the guy. And by the way, flip background, if you're used to seeing things on the other side, I mentioned that just because when I showed Susan this, it was backwards. And I realized, oh, I'm going to have to mirror my screen setting here. So if you're like, well, did Robert flip his house around? No, I just clicked a button. So
You look the same to me, actually.
oh, I do. Okay, so it made no difference, but I explained something anyway. All right,
Well, and we're not in the same room, although my husband's commented often that the way you've got it put together, it looks like
that's
we are.
true. Our walls do look similar. I hadn't really noticed that.
Yeah,
We,
and maybe depending on, yeah. But I always feel like my eyes are going in the wrong direction. Anyway, we probably have more interesting things to
this is
jump
Zoom stuff.
into.
It's okay. It's all good. Well, first and foremost, I really, really wanted to hit on this. The Warriors won the championship last night. So whenever people are seeing this, I'm going to try to post it today so it's most fresh. Um, you know, First of all, your feelings about that, because you came to this and we've talked about them a couple of times, but your feelings just about the championship, first of all.
The teamwork, the love those guys have for each other, the level that they enhanced each other's skill set. I mean, Draymond was blowing my mind. He did so many things right last night. And I think the thing that got me the most was Steph's emotions afterwards. I watched it over and over again. You don't see adult men really not actually be able to keep it in a public forum like that. And it's always about that for me, Robert. It's always about the connection between the people and the level of teamwork. In fact, I've just sent a suggestion for a song the
Let's
next
hear it for the
time.
boy.
Yeah, and I can tell you why. If that's all about one person feeling very inadequate, and I think about all the people who are insecure about improv and they have notions in their head, and this kid from this hick town where dancing wasn't even allowed was real scared, and the new kid, Kevin Bacon, he's teaching him just to pick up the downbeat, and they can't do it, and you just see over the course of the video this confidence building, and it's the relationship and the trust and the respect and the love, and that's what that team was all about last night to me.
Yeah, and you nailed the several things there. One I'm going to pick up on, which is vulnerability being courage. Back to Brene Brown, because that vulnerability, and again, I think it's really important. We talk about this in Yaks as well. It doesn't mean just going out and being an open source all the time, right? There are safe spaces to do that. They couldn't release that vulnerability until the championship was secure. They had to hold it in. They had to get here together, because there's been some replies today, which I'll get to in another segment, about, oh, well, well, I guess we got you type things. Like, no, you didn't, because they kept it in until it was safe to let it out. And then they let everybody know with tears, with response, everybody, we did hear you, and we did what we needed to do to protect ourselves, to fortify who we were, to lean into one another, and yes, and each other, which they did all over the place last night. That's what great defense looks like. It's, yes, I recognize your defensive man and I'm covering your man. Switches, covers, double teams, timely, just really, they talk about defenses being on a string when they're really tight, meaning that one player moves, another player moves with them. It's not one-on-one. And so much of the Celtics, who were a very good team, was built on, as the coach said, individual one-on-one defense. And they have a number of fantastic defenders. Everything the Warriors were built on, as you said, was strength in numbers. And they wore the Celtics down. They were older, they were smaller, they were less physically imposing, and they wore that younger, stronger, more imposing team down.
You're saying psychologically.
Physically as well. That
As
team,
well as physically.
on a minutes-based level, their three big players played more minutes than I think the next single player for the Warriors, because Steve Kerr's rotations, recognizing that this is a long series and you got to have gas in the tank for the end, kept them in that place. We're approaching 5 minutes. Would you like to say anything final for this episode? I'll just say this. It's an extreme feeling of joy, and I think there's more unpacking to do. And we'll catch that on the next Daily Dose. See you in a minute.